Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, coming at you with a weekly update on movie news, television, and all sorts of entertainment. I've got a whole list of things to discuss, but starting off, we've got our Hollywood ambassadors coming to the table, which is Jon Voight. We've got Mel Gibson and, of course, Silvester Stallone, handpicked by President Trump. Apparently they're going to have a big meeting this upcoming week on how to, quote-unquote, reboot Hollywood. So very interesting claims, talking about how to cheapen production and how to quickly streamline movies. Practically all the problems Hollywood is facing right now. With the budget of things, they're talking about how they can come up with ways to solve that. We haven't really heard of what they're discussing, but apparently they're going to have a meeting with President Trump, which is very interesting. Hopefully that's going to help with the economy, so good news there. We've also got several reports. So going back to just a few days ago, we got the Predator Badlands trailer. I thought it was a fantastic trailer. It came out of nowhere, even though it was reported on at CinemaCon a few weeks back. I believe that was 2 weeks ago. But we've got, of course, the director Dan Trachtenberg returning from Prey. It seems like he is issuing this Predator universe and doing a collab with the Alien franchise, which we saw this new planet they're going to. They're going to be not only showing a young juvenile predator on his first hunt, which is very cool, Yekidnai, or Yakinzi. I looked into their species in the comic books. I thought it was very interesting. The fact that Weyland-Yutani is there on this planet with android synthetics. We might get to see the xenomorph or something else. I have recently been playing the games with Aliens Fireteam Elite. It's very difficult. But moving on from Predator Badlands, we got just a first trailer, and I thought it was really good. It's coming out in November, I believe. But we've also got an animated anthology story, Predator Killer of Killers, which is coming out in June. On Hulu, so very interesting. We're getting a whole lot of Predator stuff this year, guys, so awesome stuff going out. Also, one of the things that was trending just last week, so I'm catching up a little bit on the trending news. Pacific Rim is returning for fans of that franchise. The first one from Daniel Del Toro was quite good. The second one not as much, and then I don't know how many people watched Pacific Rim The Black on Amazon, or actually I think it was on Netflix. I think I might have done a reaction to that in my past videos, guys, so check out those. But Pacific Rim, that franchise kind of was a diminishing returns after the first one, but they are talking about doing a prequel live action series. Idris Elba is apparently going to return, which is fantastic news, with given that he's going to be in a Amazon original movie with John Cena called Heads of State, where they're playing respectively the UK Prime Minister and the President of the United States. Idris Elba, John Cena, looks like a really fun time at the movies. Looks like it's going to be a blast. But of course, this is going to be put direct to streaming on Amazon, much like the infamous Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal. So kind of sad to see, but it looks like it's going to be a fun time at home. But moving on from there, we've got they just announced new rules at the Oscars. I think these are really important rules that they should have enforced before. These are basically saying that if the voters are going to vote on films, they have to have previously watched the films to get a vote. And basically, they want to, if they saw these films at indie boutique film turnouts like Cannes or other festivals. They want pamphlets, leaflets with signed ledgers of when they went and saw them to be turned in a Dropbox during the Oscars. So very basic rules that should have been followed since long ago, but they haven't been followed, and now they're pitching a big tent about it. That a lot of people are upset that they're having to do all this extra work, and it doesn't seem like it shouldn't be that hard to cap a picture of someone at a theater if they're actually going to these things. But it's very funny to see that a lot of people are giving a gripe about it on social media. So like I said, The Predator is coming back. Let's see. New Hunger Games. There has been a casting call, so they are officially casting for the new Hunger Games, even though they just released the book. I'm not exactly sure what the book was titled. I want to say it was, Reaping on the Summer's Edge or something like that. I can't even remember. It was they get worse every time, guys. Going on from there, we've got Tom Hanks. If you're a big fan of his, has posted on his Instagram page that he's officially back at Pixar, voicing for his Woody role for Toy Story 5. So I think that's very interesting that he's coming back for 5, given that where we left the toys at the events of Toy Story 4, they were kind of just like at a carnival somewhere in like Mexico. I don't even remember. The franchise kind of went off the rails after 3. 3 was depressing, and then 4 kind of had nothing to do with anyone. I don't even remember it. I have to go back and rewatch it. But the fact they're making 5, Tom Hanks went on social media about it. It makes me think this might actually do well for the theaters. It might bring back people to turn out for those films because those were big box office draws. So that's really encouraging news during this time. Moving on from there, we've got speculatory reports, very hearsay, that Marvel Studios is coming from Marvel execs. Not Kevin Feige exactly, but heads of Marvel are officially confirming that Blade has been put on indefinite hold. So this is very concerning, given that several people have been working on music for White Lotus and supposedly wanting to work on music for this Blade film, but they can't, so they have since had to walk away from the project. We've heard that people from the John Wick franchise have wanted to pick this film up and do it, but unfortunately they haven't come to an agreement with Marvel. And now with the success of Sinners in the box office right now, a lot of people are asking, why is Ryan Coogler not doing a Blade? It's very interesting that he's got this Eyes of Wakanda series coming up, that he's going to be leading, charging at Marvel, but no one's asking the question of why isn't he issuing in a new Blade film. I know he's got the heavy toll of doing a Black Panther 3 on his belt, or on his plate, or whatever you want to call it, but they need to get him doing something else as well, in my opinion. But very interesting to the story with Blade. Kind of reaffirms Wesley Snipes' comments in Deadpool 3 that there'll never be another Blade. But besides that, going on to other weekly television, I've recently caught up on 911, the Contagion 2-part episode. Really tragic, guys. This was like devastating for people that had watched the show since the beginning, 2018, 2019. This was like a whole era during like the pandemic on television, where it was we never thought we'd lose our Captain Nash, and now that he's gone, it's going to be everyone's going to have to deal with the repercussions of having to go on without their captain. Of course, Buck is going to have a heavy load to bear. Chimmy's obviously doesn't know what to do with his life because he feels like he was kind of cheated almost, even though the captain saved him. They all kind of almost want to turn it around on him in the next week's episode. I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but Angela's saying, "He left me." It was okay. So the drama building up in this show has been chef's kiss. Okay, you can't get anything better than 911, unless it's like Love on the Spectrum on Netflix or something else that I haven't heard of that is getting infamous, call and acclaim. I'm gonna be going into the new Dexter series, Original Sin or whatever the hell it's called. So keep an eye out for that coming down the line. But that's all my weekly updated movie news, television news, guys. Be sure to like the video, comment down below what your thoughts are on the news. Do you think Jon Voight, Silvester Stallone, and Mel Gibson will have a plan for Hollywood for President Trump? Do you think that he'll have a decent idea of how much things will cost? I'm pretty sure he'll bloat the costs up, just like all these trade deals he's trying to have go with the markets and everything. A lot of uncertainty happening, so people are trying to get as much work as they can out of the year, as far as the markets go, whatever. But I think we've got a lot of entertainment stuff coming down the line. If we can keep these theaters open, and physical media sales are dwindling by the day. I'm always encouraging people to go out and pick up just at least a disc a week. It really helps people still keep them in print. I go out looking for stuff that's modest, that's not too repetitively old. I'm still looking out for the Christopher Reeves Superman box set. I saw it recently at Walmart. It comes with all the Batmans, the original Batman Blu-ray. I already have the Batmans, but the only way to get the Superman are to buy both sets. But I'm waiting, I'm saving up to get that. So I have my eye on something I'm going to pick up already. But as far as something I got recently, I got Jeff Nichols directed The Bike Riders. And I don't know if you guys have seen this film yet. I have yet to watch it. I'm going to check it out. But I heard really good things about it last year in 2024. I waited till it went down in price to check out the DVD. But a lot of cool stuff. Going into the premise, The Bike Riders captures a rebellious time in America when the culture and the people were changing. After a chance encounter at a local bar, a strong-willed Kathy, played by Jodie Comer, is entranced by and drawn in by Benny, played by Austin Butler, the newest member of a Midwest motorcycle club, the Vandals. It's a very interesting, led by the enigmatic Johnny, played by Tom Hardy. Much like the country around it, the nightclubs, or the tight clubs begin to evolve, transforming from gathering place to local outsiders into dangerous underworld of violence, forces Benny to choose between Kathy and his loyalty to the club. So a lot like Sons of Anarchy, but in a film, 2-hour film, focus feature. So I thought that was really cool, R-rated. So I can't wait to check this out. We got real big resurgence of Tom Hardy, even though we waited a couple of years for Venom 3, Last Dance, and then everybody kind of joked about his career and went like, oh, he's getting older, Tom Hardy can't play the Venom roles, or at least he can't wait another 5 years in between each project. And then all of a sudden we got Mobland on Paramount Plus, which is, I'm hearing, is fantastic. People have to check it out. And then Havoc on Netflix. He's got an original project coming out from 2 streaming services, just blowing up. And then, of course, I'm going to check out Bike Riders. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Until next time, guys, that's me signing off. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.